Oi, eu sou Alice Ferraz e esse é um programa da rede F-Hits. I'm so glad to be here today because we have with us in F-Hits Jonathan Saunders. So first of all, I want to thank Cidade Jardim Mall, all the F-Hits bloggers. So happy to have you here. And thank you so much that you are here. Jonathan Saunders is a part of a generation of young British designers who are responsible for placing British brands back in the focus of the fashion world. Born in Scotland, Jonathan graduated in Glasgow School of Art and later went to the famous St. Martin's School, graduation in 2002 with awarded first collection. And since that, his has been a very successful career. His style, clean cut, choice of prints, and of course his hard work and dedication brought him success and in all fronts. He has a great position in all made retailers in UK and around the globe, and I hope this can be in Brazil as well. His profile customers and celebrities love to wear him and love him. Very close relationship with Vogue UK and now Vogue Brazil. And British Fashion Council is another aspect of the recognition he has been getting. For all of this, F-Hits is very happy to present Jonathan in Brazil. So Jonathan, I'm gonna start with one question. I just have one question because they have all the questions. So what do you think of the British fashion and what role you play in the hot British moment? What is your...
Well, I think what's very exciting about London and Britain in general in fashion is there's so many young designers there. We start very small. We start from our bedrooms. We make things ourselves, and then all of a sudden we're put onto style.com and viewed in an international way. I think London's always been known for new ideas and creative things. But then when it came to making clothes that people want to wear, it was kind of difficult, right? You know, we used to make some crazy stuff. And then gradually through time, we became more like businesses, and it's balancing the creative ideas with business, you know, and making product that people want to wear. And I think that's what's interesting about London now. They have the creative, but they also have the wearability and the luxury. You know, that's so important when it comes to
the fabrics are amazing and the cut is very good. It's really luxury and at the same time has the creative part and everything.
Yeah, I think it's important. You know, people are willing to pay money for clothes. You know, they want something special and they want something luxurious. You know, they want new ideas, but it has to be luxurious, you know, and I think that it's a balance between the two things.
Okay, so let's start with Maria from Blog da Maria.
Hello, Maria.
So it's the first question.
Hi.
Hi.
So you graduated in art. I want to know how does that inspires you to create your collections and your designs?
I think it's really important to be inspired, you know, and we do 4 women's collections a year, 2 men's collections a year, plus other consultancies, so there's a lot of collections. So you need to be always inspired. So I think that art is something that has always inspired me from a colour perspective. You know, colour is so important for me, and it's always the first thing that I do. So whenever you finish a collection, you put it away and you hate it, and then you have to do something new, and it's always you start with colours. So I try to go to galleries, I try to go to exhibitions. So it's always good when you have to do things so fast nowadays. You have to think of something quickly.
It's about being fast in our days is always so hard, isn't it?
I think so, because I mean, when we've just finished the spring-summer collection, I did the runway maybe 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, and then the next day, I have to start to put together a palette for menswear winter and pre-fall women's wear. So it's so quick, and it takes a lot of time to develop it. You know, there's so many fabrics in a collection, you have to dye them all the same colour. The whole thing takes development. You know, everything has to work. So you'd have to get inspiration wherever you can, as quickly as you can.
Jonathan, we Brazilians are all about colors, prints. I mean, everything you like to work.
Yeah.
In which way you think Brazil could inspire you in a different way?
What I noticed here is that women like to, you know, like they look after themselves, they want to look sexy, they want to look sophisticated, and I think that that's what I can learn here. I love the way that women dress here, and I think it's really exciting. No, it is.
Really?
Yeah,
I love that, because you're here for one day, but he has a lot of experience, you know. He went
Look
to
at you all.
No, he went to a lot of places, and
Yeah.
this was something that we were talking about. We like to look pretty.
Yeah, but I mean, I have friends
Isn't
from
it?
Brazil as well that live in London, and you know,
Yeah.
you get the energy here. There's a real passion for clothing, there's a passion for colour, and I think that's what's exciting. Passion is what drives us all to kind of keep going, and I think that that's what I can get from here. Also, you know, this is such a, I mean, the architecture here is amazing, the furniture is here is amazing, you know, and it's that balance between colour, fun, optimism, sexiness, but also sophistication.
With all the blogs being this massive thing all around the world, do you think, how do you think that influences the fact that young designers are more and more put into the spotlight, growing and being known? Do you think there's a connection with the bloggers, with the internet thing, and
I mean,
for you to reach people quicker?
Yeah.
And
I think it's an amazing thing for independent designers. Now people get to see the shows live streamed. You know, all of your opinion is as valuable as the journalist. You know, and what it does is it brings the designer closer to the customer. We go and do trunk shows. We go and meet the customers around the world. It makes you understand who is buying your clothes more, and I think that is why young British designers' clothes are more wearable and more desirable, I suppose. The more opinions there are, the more interesting it becomes.
Hi, I'd like to know, could you tell us a bit your background?
So, I'm from Scotland, in Glasgow. There's an art school there which is incredible, and what's wonderful about that art school and about a lot of the creative things in Scotland is that the art school, the architecture department and the painting department and the fashion or textiles or everything is all together, and they all kind of cross over. So we do projects with a fine artist or a photographer, so it's really a great energy there, and it makes you learn a lot about different creative things. So that was my first experience. So I got to St Martin's, and so that experience at St Martin's was just, you know, amazing because it changed. It made you understand fashion in a way. It made you realise that you have to be different from everybody else. I came out of college and then I was approached by Alexander McQueen to do some prints for him, and I did something for Pucci when Christian Lacroix was there, and then I met Phoebe Philo. Yeah, when Phoebe Philo was there, who's now at Celine, so I worked for her. Simultaneously wanted to start my own line and started it, and the funny thing about London is that I did it and I didn't think that anything would happen. I did a small little collection. I met a woman called Lulu Kennedy who has an organisation called Fashionista in London, which is a lot of young designers start that way. She gave me £5,000 and said, you know, do a show. You just grow that way, you know. I think it's very different in England. It's the same for me and Christopher and Richard and Roxanne and all of the British designers. We start very, very small.
Do you concentrate your energy on the creative part, or you get involved too on the administrative and business part?
I think that every designer now, especially independent designers, it's a business, you know. It's a creative business, and I think that's exciting about it. I don't think that it's art, and I don't think that because art is something that you create for yourself. It's about what you put out there as a message, and it shouldn't really matter what anybody thinks of it. So you need to pay attention to the customer. And from a business perspective, you know, so much of our time is about trying to figure out how to do it. You come up with a concept, but you can't just come up with a concept and just give it to someone to figure out, because the figuring out is what makes the thing happen.
I write about lifestyle, and I'd like to know if you intend to create a home collection.
Of course. I'm going to take over the world.
Good. I love it.
No, I mean, you know, I'm ambitious, the team is ambitious, there's so many things that we want to do, and I think what's good about my brand is that with colour and print and textures and things like that, it can change into anything. I love brands like, you know, the Hermes is an amazing brand because it's a world, you know, and you can create that world and you can use that through print and colour and sophisticated materials, and I think that that's the way I want to go, yeah.
I would like to know if you, when you see a woman wearing your creations on the street and everything, sometimes do you think, oh, that's not how I imagine it, or that's not the right way, or you think it's part of what you do and you like it and you think it's important to get new versions of what you do?
I think it's the most important thing. I think that's why I love designing separates. I think that when I started doing that, very often British designers just made cocktail dresses and they made fancy dresses that everybody, you know, like you could look at the runway, you think, I think that's amazing, you can wear it once, and then that's kind of it. What I find interesting about fashion now is that, especially with British fashion, and what I want to focus on is that you can make a beautiful sweater, a pencil skirt. You can suggest how you want somebody to wear it, but then she can wear it in her own way.
So when it comes to makeup and beauty and hair, on your fashion shows, is there anything or anyone specific that you get inspired on? And is there always like a specific theme? Do you like having themes for the beauty part?
The more collections you do, the more focused you have to be with each collection. You won't have to say, this is who the girl is. And so the makeup and hair are always amazing ways. It always brings it together, and it's the most exciting part when she comes in to do it. Yeah.
Nice, thank you.
I am interested in to know how many people work with you, like to create the collections. I mean, you start the collections alone, you talk to your team, and then they start to cooperate with you. Yeah. How does it work?
You know, at the beginning of the season, you know, there's me, and then from a design perspective, I have an assistant designer who works with men's and women's wear. So once she'll help me do some research, or she'll help me develop certain things for the collection. You know, you draw one sketch, then she'll do like versions of it. And then there's product developers. You'll work on something that you've developed, and then the product developer will go and speak to the factory. They'll iron out any issues that might happen. So there's me, and then I've got ready-to-wear design assistant, a print and textiles design assistant, and then they have 2 or 3 interns that work with them. Product development, we have one at the moment who has a lot of work to do, so we're going to have another one soon. And that's all to do with making the clothes, the first clothing piece. Then we have production. There's a team of maybe production manager's assistant. Sales, it's them, and they have an assistant.
I read that your graduation collection was based on the Beatles' Yellow Submarine cover, and then you mentioned Pink Floyd. I wonder, and because when you go to exhibition, it's more visual, and when you hear songs, I wonder if you were inspired on the covers or the state of mind when you hear some songs?
Music, I think, and popular culture in terms of music gives you the attitude that you need to create fashion. You know, you're not making paintings that people wear. People like Bowie, people like Pink Floyd, you know, the attitude and the feeling that evokes. You know, music is sexy and clothes should be sexy, and all of those things kind of work together. So it's not just the visual of album covers, it's more about the attitude, you know.
You must travel a lot and go to many museums and art galleries. Could you suggest your favorite one?
So the Tate Modern is one of my favorite spaces. I actually loved the museum in San Francisco that I went to, which was really beautiful, the Museum of Modern Art in San Francisco. That was amazing. I've not been to Brazil yet, so where can I go? You need to tell me.
Okay.
I can take it.
Yeah.
I want to squeeze it in.
Pinacoteca, I think it's...
Lacoteca.
Yeah, it's a favorite. And I want to thank Joana from Margarela that is here. So it's the first place that we will buy Jonathan Saunders in Brasilia. It's Joana, yeah.
I love you.
So, Joana, please, we have to be the first ones to be in Brasilia. I want to do an invitation that is from all the F-Hits girls. We love T-shirts. We are always using T-shirts, but we want different T-shirts. And I want to invite you to do a collaboration for F-Hits and do, you know, a print that we can fabric, of course, do here in Brazil. Yep. A collaboration to have a F-Hits T-shirt with Jonathan Saunders.
Fun. Deal?
Deal. Thank you so much.
Thank you.